Glazers out, 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 Glazers out. Get in there, my son. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you this evening, just to give you the latest on what's going on in regards to the Manchester United takeover. Come on, my son, let's go. Hope you're all doing well this evening. Thank you for getting in here for the stream. We've got a bit to get into. There is quite a lot going on at the football club, and hopefully we will see the end of these tossy Glazers very, very soon at the football club. But how are we all doing tonight? Thank you very much for joining us. Mark Nurse, how you doing? And Buso and Kosi, Kieran, Berber, Dean Pendergrass, Connor, Young Wizard, O'Busy the Beast, Reaper King, Diang Sham, Tony Won Kenobi, Stay Gold, Madhouse, Kingslayer. We've also got the Dons, Chris Koo, William Reedy in here, Vutinator, Gungshi, and all the legends of the channel. Thank you very much for getting in the stream tonight. We will have a big Q&A at the end of the show, so stick around for that. At the start of this one, though, make sure you do us a big favour and smash that like button on it. Smash the like button on it for the prospect of finally getting these pesky Glazers out of this football club. Come on, United! Back to our glory days we go. But, very exciting times, guys. But yes, as I say, give us a share around as well. We've got the tweet pinned to the top of the live chat. Go and give us a cheeky little retweet or give it a share elsewhere if you want to. And smash that like on this video. Right, let's get stuck into the latest news then, guys. We do have fresh second bids submitted for Manchester United from many different, well, two definite different parties. The first one here, Fabrizio just gave us an update a little while ago saying Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani has now submitted a new bid for Manchester United. Get in there, my son. As expected, Al-Thani's group remain fully confident as they consider their bid the best one for Manchester United with 100% ownership and investments in stadium facilities, first team and academy. So there are reports that Sheikh Jassim's bid essentially would be around about £5 billion. 5.5 billion euros. There's various reports saying that that could be the figure. We don't know the exact figure at this moment in time. But the initial investment is understood to be around about £7 billion in terms of what they're actually going to bring to the club in terms of initial investments. So yes, okay, 5 billion up front to buy the football club and everything, and then another couple of billion just to get things sorted out at the bloody football club. Sounds pretty awesome to me. We've got the potential of, you know, new stadiums and facilities and signings and all infrastructure improvements. So they're looking to drop a cheeky 7 billion down straight away, essentially, on Manchester United to get us where we need to be. 5 billion to buy the club and 2 billion initial investment. Sounds pretty nice. So that's the big news in regards to Sheikh Jassim's bid. That's on the table now. The second bid, improved bid, is there. 5.5 billion euros or £5 billion, roughly, approximately around about that. We've also got the same sort of news going on with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So this guy still massively interested. Both of these bids report to take Manchester United out of debt, but there is a little bit less known about the Sir Jim Ratcliffe potential investment of the football club. So this is the latest from Fab in regards to Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos Group has also sent new bid to buy Manchester United. The official amount remained secret after NDA document was signed. Same for the Qatari Group. Ratcliffe insists on his project to buy Manchester United and help with long-term plan. So it's kind of down to the Glazers, who they see fit to take over the football club, but also, I guess, who's offering the most money to them. So we've got big news. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and also Sheikh Jassim have submitted bids this evening, guys, second bids. And we've got further reports from Fab saying the sale, Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe bids are in. Sheikh Jassim remains fully engaged and confident in his bid. The next steps are up to Manchester United owners, the Glazer family. Understand both parties don't expect an immediate response. So we know how these Glazer shithouses work. They'll probably take their good time about it, wait to see, you know, if they can squeeze any more money out of the situation or if there's any other bidders that are going to come in. But at the moment, it does seem like it's going to be one of these two guys, but you just never know. Here's a bit more information that says breaking Sheikh Jassim bin Ahmad Al-Thani and Sir Jim have now both submitted their bids. And reports in regards to the amount of money here coming in from the Financial Times anyway suggest that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's offer will be over £5 billion. So there's lots of speculative reports at the moment that suggest that Sheikh Jassim's initial offer is about £5 billion. I guess you must take it with a pinch of salt, because who really knows the exact figures that's being bandied around here. But There are reports here from the Financial Times that suggest that Sir Jim's offer will be over £5 billion. So could he have just tempted the Glazers by offering a tiny little bit more? That is the question. And of course, we know what the Glazers are all about. They will just quite happily take what they can get. But there's a couple of differences and discrepancies in the bid, isn't there? Like I say, the initial investment from the Qatar potential owners could be a lot more. And also, just the initial amount of the club that they're buying. So Sheikh Jassim wants 100%, and there's lots of reports to suggest that Sir Jim just wants to buy out the Glazers 69%. So we'll have to wait and see what materializes there. But both are confident. This is what Fab also said. He says United sell Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bids are in. Oh, I've already read that one, haven't I? But it does seem like it's all kicking off because the share prices are up, my friends. Have a look at this. So looks as if markets are speculating that there could be an acceptable bid coming in for United as the share price is up 6.66% today. 6.66%, number of the beast, mighty Red Devils. Today, and market cap of club up 742 million in the last 5 days. So this is all gathering steam and momentum in regards to the sale of this football club. Like it's going to happen, guys, it looks like at some point. Come on, get in there, my son. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out in the live chat. This is exciting times, guys. I'm really starting to really get excited about the potential of us having new owners and actually spending money in all areas, not just in the players, but in all areas, and making Manchester United great again. It's actually really exciting, isn't it? We do need to exercise patience at the moment, though, folks, because here's a report from my good friend Rushmano. It says some caution is required. There is still a chance the Glazers will request multiple offers over a certain price and could be put forward to a third round. So let's hope that that's not the case. You know, we know what these Glazers are like, guys. They will just try and squeeze as much money as they possibly can. We've had a first round of bidding. This is the second round of bidding. They're either going to accept this or they're going to ask for more, aren't they? They're understood to still want £6 billion for the football club, which is actually ridiculous. So the figures that we've got at the moment, around about £5 billion for both of the offers, perhaps Sir Jim slightly more. But that figure is being bandied around. That is a world record, guys, for a football club, obviously. So, I mean, for them to expect to get a huge amount more than that is kind of ridiculous, really. They're probably getting about what they should be getting for this football club, and the potential new owners are not going to want to just overpay to get this football club, are they? So, it does look like that could be the figure, guys. 5 billion. 66 likes, guys. We've got 66 likes apparently. Keep hitting that thumbs up button if you're just getting in here. Thank you, everyone. We got 666 and 66 likes. That's weird, isn't it? Let's get these. I don't like the number of the beast, guys, to be honest. Let's get that to 100 likes. We don't like that. TC Boy, thank you for getting in tonight. How you doing? And Eddie's Football Waffle, great to see you. A couple of legends joining us. And I agree with you, Berber. He says they should be happy with a bloody billion. The bastards got the club for nothing. Essentially, yes. Essentially, they bought the club with money that was borrowed. So you're absolutely right. They have done pretty well out of this whole situation. Not only that, they've milked us for 17 years. They've made a lot of money behind the scenes and, and haven't invested anything from themselves into the football club, only spending money that this football club generates. So you're absolutely right. Like, they actually are running all the way to the bank laughing, aren't they, with whatever amount of money they can get. But £5 billion is seemingly the amount of money, guys. So Jim Ratcliffe's offer is reportedly over that. But we don't know exactly. Like I say, we've got to take it with a pinch of salt because, as I say here, Fab says that Sir Jim's Ineos Group has also sent a new bid to buy Manchester United. The official amount remains secret after NDA document was signed. So same with the Qatari group. So there's lots of speculation. We don't know an exact figure. How much do you think it will be, though? I do think it will be £5 billion. £5 billion. Essentially 5.5 billion euros, around about there. But £5 billion sounds about right to me. So it's exciting times ahead, guys. We've just got to wait for more information. The Glazers may take a little bit of time to decide what to do here, whether or not they want to go with Sir Jim, whether or not they want to go with the Qatari investment, or perhaps they would be seeking other outlets, other investment from outside sources as well. We have to wait and see. It's not completely, we're not sailing off into the sunset just yet. They are still here at the moment, and then does need to be a little bit of patience. And also, I don't know, I mean, I saw this just before coming live, guys, right? I don't know. Is this fake news? Can somebody confirm it? Literally, I've only just seen this before the stream just went start. I didn't have time to research it. But breaking reports suggest that there's a massive explosion at Ineos phenol chemical plant in Pasadena, Texas. Andy Young says it's real. Wow, okay, well, that's weird, isn't it? That is pretty weird, isn't it, guys? Just thought I'd mention it because, you know, yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit odd. I mean, do you know, it's a little bit concerning. It's a little bit concerning. Ineos chemical plant in Pasadena, Texas, blowing the shit up. There you go. Not good, is it, guys? Not good at all. Now, read into that what you will. I'm not suggesting there's any foul play involved here at all. But it does make it a bit concerning that, you know, what should I say? Like, you know, we've got potential owners who could have environmental issues going on from time to time. You know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and this isn't good for Texas, is it? This is not good for Texas to have a chemical plant blow up and explode like this. So it's maybe tarnished their sort of bid, I guess. It's just a coincidence that it's happened on the same night as these bids coming in. So there's a fresh bid from Sir Jim Ratcliffe for the football club, Ineos, £5 billion round about there. And then there's a massive chemical explosion at their plant in Texas. Seems a bit sus. Seems a bit sus to me. But anyway, you know, read into that what you will, guys. But I thought I'd mention it because it is big breaking news, apparently, all over the media that this is going on. And that doesn't really bode too well to have owners that could be involved in, you know, let's face it, chemical disasters and things like that. It's a bit of a PR nightmare. I mean, it doesn't really tie in with the whole football club aspect, but still, though, you know, we've talked about the issues, the moral, the ethical issues of certain owners, this and that. But what about the environmental issues of having Sir Jim as our owner, you know? Stuff exploding everywhere, guys. Who needs that? Who needs that? Finances could be hit, says Andy Young. Exactly. Very big impact in regards to their own company, you know, very big impact in regards to their own company. I mean, I'm sure obviously they've got the necessary insurance and all this malarkey, but crikey, I mean, it's not good whichever way you look at it. So there you go. There was a fire. There wasn't a big explosion. You can watch a video of the plant exploding on social media. I'm not going to show you it here, but you can watch that, and it's just a little bit concerning, isn't it, guys? Wow. I don't think it's the Qataris, Ryan. I mean, crikey, that is a bit of a reach, isn't it? That is a bit of a reach, but it's a funny coincidence, bud. That's what I'm saying. It's a funny coincidence, right? So exciting times, guys. Let's just get into the live chat for a few minutes and see what you legends have got to say for yourselves in regards to the news that the fresh bids have come in this evening. We've got 2 bids on the table as of right now. Still could be more to come, I guess, but there was reportedly a soft deadline essentially for 9 p.m. tonight to get bids in on the table. If there were to be better bids that come in very soon, though, I'm sure the Glazers will listen to them. But at the moment, it does look like it's a 2-horse race between Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani and Sir Jimmy Ratcliffe. Yes, well, Lookout Tower says, Pig, with the Qatar bidder, there's a human rights issue that would have to be looked into as well. And also with the Sir Jim Ratcliffe bid as well. Never forget, I mean, you know, where's all these chemicals being mined from, etc., you know? It's like, we talked about this previously. I don't want to keep repeating myself in regards to it, but nobody's perfect in this whole situation. The owners of, you know, the Qatari owners, the Sir Jim Ratcliffe, look, there's this chemical issue here that's going on tonight. And there's also other issues in regards to, you know, Ineos doing business in certain countries. You know, they're not morally devoid of any wrongdoing anywhere, because they do business with a lot of countries where you may consider there to be ethical issues. So are they any better? That's the big question that I want to ask. I would say, you know, it's debatable. It's debatable. But anyway, Scooby 1Case's insurance scam to raise the $5 billion. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness me. That's a good one. Rushmano, how you doing there, lad? He says, boom. A very sus choice of words there, Rushmano. Do you know something we don't know, bud? I don't know. Sus choice of words there, Rushmano. Premont, how you doing as well? But great to have all you legends in here. Let's just get deep into the live chat for a few minutes just to react to this information about the bids. Let's see what you guys are saying. Stay Gold says everyone has skeletons in their closet. Nobody can speak. Fair point, Stay Gold. Fair point. I mean, I don't think we've talked about this a lot, but all these super rich billionaires, I think they get to being super rich billionaires by making certain decisions throughout their lives, which leads them to having billions and billions of pounds in the bank, which means that, you know, there's nobody that's really perfect in that sense. Exactly, Andy says, Pig, screw Sir Jim. He owns us, but licks the Chelsea seating in his spare time. No thanks. I know that is a big put off, isn't it? So he was reportedly interested in buying Chelsea before Todd Bowley actually got the club as well. So that is a bit of a concern, man. Yes, shake the room, says Chris Koo. You will bid 350 to buy United, says that car. Good luck with that. Berber says, I only care about football, don't care about politics. Fair point. I mean, there is definitely a concern that you don't want, Hitler owning the football club, do you? You know what I mean? But come on, unless it is that sort of a person, you don't want Putin owning United, you know what I mean? But if there is that, unless there is that sort of a really negative situation, then yes, I don't think we should really be bringing politics into it. None of them are perfect, and we'd probably be happy with, we would probably be happy with either. Luan says, no Qatar bid. No, there is a Qatar bid. Well, as per reports anyway. We'll have a look here. So Fabrizio, at least, and a bunch of other outlets reporting this evening that Sheikh Jassim Al Thani has submitted new bid for Manchester United as expected. Al Thani's group remain fully confident as they consider their bid the best one for Man United with 100% ownership investments in the stadium, facilities, first team and academy. So no, just to reiterate, there is 2 fresh bids tonight, second round of bids that have been tabled as per many reports from every single outlet you can possibly imagine. Simon Stone at the BBC, Sky Sports, everyone is reporting that there are 2 fresh bids on the table essentially from Sheikh Jassim and also Sir Jim Ratcliffe here, as you can see as well. V Cobra says Qatar bid 5.5 billion in a bottle of Coke. Well, yes, 5.5 billion euros or 5 billion pounds, or maybe it's 5.5 billion pounds. That could be the case. We've got to wait and find out a little bit more. But at the moment, it does look like that's the case, that it's around about that figure, which is a world record. Well, fair enough, Ryan. I mean, it seems a bit extreme, lad. Looks like the Red Army Militant Splinter Bomb Fraction took a trip to Texas today, says Touch Christ. Thank you, Primot. He says, have you hit the like button? Thank you very much, my friend. But anyway, guys, it's very exciting. There's lots of good information that's coming out tonight. There's not too much to discuss other than that the bids have been tabled and that there's 2 fresh offers on the table. So for me and my personal opinion on the matter, it does look exciting to have the Qatari bid on the table because of what I said at the start of the video, where they are prepared to invest a further couple of billion in the football club early doors. Like straight away, they're going to try and improve the infrastructure. There'll be money available for players. There'll be money available for improving the stadium and the facilities and everything. Whereas with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it does seem like he is, not ideally placed maybe to invest as much money into the football club initially. We don't know that for sure, but it seems like that from the face of it. There's the last few days, there's been reports that Sheikh Jassim wants 100% of the club, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants 69% of the club, the Glazers' stake, and also that he's having to sort of be financed by people like Goldman Sachs and others in order to sort of raise the capital in order to buy the football club. But both bids are understood to put Manchester United in a debt-free position. So as I was saying yesterday, it's not really a big concern for me if we get either or. I know a lot of people won't be happy with Sir Jim based on what we've just discussed about the fact that there is an understanding that he's not got as much money, and it's hard to compete with a few hundred million or a few hundred billion worth which the Qataris have. So Jim's still a very well-off individual, though, and as long as Manchester United is run in the right way, I think that's most of the battle here. We just want people who want the football club to do well on and off the pitch, and who will oversee things in the correct manner. So I'm not overly concerned, but at the same time, it does give you an exciting, fuzzy, warm feeling inside to have maybe the Qataris as owners, because they would spend a huge amount on everything straight away, and then Manchester United would just be able to compete on all fronts with all the top clubs in the world, and we don't have to worry or scrimp and save. I actually saw a very, very funny picture yesterday. I don't have it to show you, unfortunately, but it was basically Sheikh Jassim sat at a table with stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of money in front of him. And there's a picture of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, like, going through his piggy bank and stuff, like trying to get all the funds together with coins and some coppers on the table and stuff. So if that's the case and if that's the difference, then Sheikh Jassim may be the way to go. Let's have a little vote in the live chat, guys. Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Where are you guys at? Let us know. But for me, as I say, not overly bothered. I'd probably just about favour the Qatar consortium or the Qatar group bid simply because there's more money. Yasir Wahid says Sheikh. Jimbo says Ryan. Sheikh Jassim says cool one. Sheikh says Jack Jansen and LOL. And Zach Carr and Super Fat Frank. Qatar says Cedric Burning. Okay, Sheikh Jassim. Bell says Jim for the win. Nice. Sheikh Jassim. Sheikh Jim. Foodtonator says Sheikh Jim. K Slater says third choice. Who's your third choice, K Slater lad? Interesting. There could be more. Qatar Oil Day says Chrissy J. Sir Piggo, how you doing there, Messi? Sheikh Jassim says Lewis Arrays. Okay, fair enough. So CZ Bam says Jim. There's a few people that want Jim. Most people do want Sheikh Jassim, which I can completely understand. But me personally, I'm not actually bothered. I just want new owners that are going to do the right thing by the football club and not suck money out of the football club to the same degree. But there is some big concerns about the ownership of, say, OG Nice by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. They're not exactly doing the best, are they? In fact, let's just familiarise ourselves with the League One table right now and just see what's going on there. But OG Nice are currently, where are they? They're I can't see. Oh, they're 7th. Yes, they're 7th. So, you know, do we want to be 7th? I don't think it really means the same thing, though. But to be fair, you know, if you can't get a team in the Farmers League to be in the top 4, then something's got to be wrong there, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Something's got to be slightly wrong there, if you ask me. They're in mid-table, says Yasser Wahid. Absolutely. So they're 7th in League One, which is a bit of a concern. Kate Cadet, how you doing, buddy? Says everyone's a bloody Sheikh at the minute. Even Berber's Sheikh these days. Absolutely, yes. Well, that's it. That's what everybody wants to do, a little shake, bud. That's it, you know. Everyone wants to do a little shake and have a little dance because we might have the Glazers out of the football club, man. Embrace it, Kate Cadet. Embrace it. I'm going to buy myself one of those Qatari gowns in the summer, mate. Do you know what I mean? You got to embrace it, lad, like Lionel Messi in the World Cup final. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of sort of black negligee or whatever he was wearing. Do you remember that? The fuck was that all about? It looked like some evening go to bed wear. But either way, got to get myself one of those, mate, if these guys come into the football club. Johnny says Sir Jim would be ideal, but I'd worry for Old Trafford if he got a loan to fix it up or sold the naming rights. Okay, so who knows about what would happen with the stadium if Sir Jim gets the club? That's it. Maybe it would just stay the same. Maybe we will see not so much spent on infrastructure because they don't have as much money available. That's true. Whereas we've just heard previously that there could be a further couple of £1 billion investment in the club by Sheikh Jassim. So that means stadium, that means state-of-the-art facilities, that means replacing all the equipment in the gym that Ronaldo was so pissed off about from the 1970s, means upgrading the fax machine. You know, it means generally upgrading all different aspects of the football club. So, I mean, that would be very good for everybody involved, really. And plus, not just like the football club, like the surrounding area would probably benefit from it. Jobs will be created. You know, the outside of Old Trafford, around the local area, you know, that there may well be investments and infrastructure and things that bring jobs for local people there as well. I'm sure that Sir Jim wants to do what's right by the football club as well, but is he going to be able to do it in the same fashion, i.e. spending loads and loads of money overnight? That's the big question. I'm not saying he can't, but in my opinion, it's obviously, you know, it's obviously hard to compete with a few hundred billion, I should say, worth from the Qataris. Mate, thank you, Matthew Smith, for the €2 super chat here, bud. Let's get a hell yeah in the live chat for Matthew Smith. He says the Glazers can F off back to Tampon Bay. Wow. Oh, I like that, mate. The Tampon Bay Buccaneers, bloody hell. Well, there you go, exactly, mate. You know, they've got different interests. They'll bloody buy Tom Brady for their bucks, though, won't they? But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, pal. I mean, we don't need them anymore. We don't need them anymore. Real Madrid still have a fax machine, says Hamza. I think all these football clubs still have a fax machine, in all fairness. You always hear about these documents being faxed through on the 11th hour of transfer deadline days and stuff. But we've got a 1980s one. We've got a brother one, mate. And we all know that used to be City's sponsor. It's a disgrace. Thank you, Rushmano. He says, smash a like for the pig. I appreciate it, my son. Oh, really? Bell 691 sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Rick Rock, that's interesting, bud. Well, let's go and have a look at Sky Sports. But as we've said, there's lots of outlets reporting that there have been bids. And actually, Sky Sports is not reporting what you said. I've just gone over to Sky Sports, and literally the biggest storyline on their main pages: United sell Qatar's Sheikh Jassim makes world record bid as Wednesday deadline passes. So I don't know what you've been looking at, bud. This is from 9:47 this evening. Sheikh Jassim bin Ahmad Al Thani has made a debt-free world record bid to buy Manchester United before Wednesday's 9 p.m. deadline. Any bid of more than £3.75 billion would break the world record fee for a sports club set when the Denver Broncos were sold last summer. So it's definitely going to break that, isn't it? But it's going to break it by a significant amount. Just goes to show you what a bloody awesome club Manchester United is, though. We haven't won the Premier League for 10 years. We've got a stadium that's fallen to bits. We've got, we've got issues for our other infrastructure of the football club as well. And yet we're still going to go for the most amount of money for a sports franchise. I mean, what a football club, guys. Let's get a hashtag GGMU in there. We're coming back. We're coming back, baby. And this just shows you where we're at, really. We are the best club in the footballing world. We are the biggest sports franchise in the world in a lot of ways, in terms of teams, definitely. So it's amazing what we can potentially look forward to in the future once things are run properly at this football club. There's a reason this club's going for a world record fee. Chelsea went for $3 billion. Man United's going to be going for more than 50%. More than 50% more than that. Just goes to show you where we're at, really. Chris Koo, thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says, just hope it isn't a case of better the devil you know. Great shout, to be fair. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I like his style, and it's Man United related. But how could it be worse than the shithouse Glazers, pal? I mean, if we think about what they've done at the football club, they bought the club with debt money. We're still in like 600 odd million debt after they bought it for 800 odd million debt 17 years ago. That's a disgrace. I mean, the new owners will come in and clear the debts, I'm sure, because it's costing a lot of money just to service those debts. I saw a report saying United are losing a couple of £1 million a week in terms of, while the Glazers are here at the moment. It's not sustainable. And so, well, Manchester United's such a Goliath of a club that it is sustainable, but you don't want to be shackled and hindered by that anyway. And so if the new owners come in and get rid of that, that's straight away a massive plus point, isn't it? But I know what you mean. Let's say Sir Jim gets a club and he runs it like a tight ship and there isn't a huge amount of money available and Manchester United, don't improve the stadium and don't improve the facilities. And he just sort of runs it as is. That's a possibility. We don't know how these new owners are going to approach the football club. That's the reality. We only sort of have their word that they're going to try and bring us back to winning ways. But in all fairness, of course, they're all going to say this, guys. They're all going to say, we're going to spend this, we're going to spend that. We're interested in making United great again. We want them to be successful on the pitch. They're not going to say, we're just going to come in and milk it just like the Glazers. Think of us as Glazers 2.0. They're trying to get the fans on side, obviously, and so they're just saying all the right things. That's a fair point you make, Chris. We don't really know exactly how they're going to approach the football club and run it, but I can't see it being worse than the Glazers, in all fairness, because of just how bad that they've been and the debt that they've got shackled in and all that kind of stuff. It just seems like it couldn't be any worse than them. But you never know. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, as they say. Cool One says, to be fair, Qatar had the best World Cup, pig. Do you reckon? I mean, it was quite a good World Cup, actually. But the best World Cup, you're taking the piss, lad. It's not even in the top 5, if you ask me. What's everyone's favourite World Cup? It's a good question. But for me, I mean, they had issues, man. Some of the stadiums weren't even bloody full, man. They had to build stadiums, which got knocked down afterwards, lad. Or some of them did, in order just to accommodate everybody there. It cost an absolute fortune for people going to games. There was people paying £100 a night to sleep in a fucking tent, lad. You reckon that's one of the best World Cups? It's a shit show, lad, in a lot of ways. The only reason they got that World Cup is because of pure greasing of palms. That's right, I said it. That's a reality. The 2010 World Cup in South Africa was a banger. Vuvuzelas aside. France 98 was an absolute fantastic, memorable World Cup. What about Italia 90? Pavarotti. Nessun dorma. You know what I mean? You can't compete with those. Don't come at me with the Qatar being the greatest. But there was some fantastic World Cups in the past. The Qatar World Cup was a bang average World Cup, which was just a money World Cup. You know, I think they even paid for Messi to lift the trophy, man. That's right, I said it. CZ says, I think he meant as in how good the games were. Well, I mean, it was okay. I mean, there was a lot of underdog games, wasn't there, where teams beat teams that you weren't expecting. But other than that, I don't see how the quality of the football was any better at that World Cup than any other, to be honest. But, I mean, there was a lot of underdogs that did upset teams. Matt G says the most exciting World Cup football-wise was Qatar, Italia 90 overhyped. I disagree. 2006 World Cup was a banger. Yeah, in Germany, absolutely, Atkins. Atkins 21. What about 1966 in England? They think it's all over. It is now. I guess it depends where you're from, but that's an absolute banger. It's a bit before my time, but still. Hey, Neil, Pressure Party, what's going on, my friend? He says, hi, Ping, I hope you're doing well, brother. I feel like glory days are coming back soon. Me too, lad. I'm 100% with you, bud. I mean, we will be an unstoppable beast once we've got new owners in the club. Either or, really. But certainly, if we get the Qatar owners in, then the spending power of Manchester United goes to that of, I don't know, the third or fourth in the league to the most in the league. And even though they spent 200 million in the summer, like, spending power is all encompassing. It doesn't just mean, transfer fees necessarily and things like that, because we did spend the second most this season on players, I believe, only bettered probably by Chelsea, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we did spend the second most throughout the course of the season. But going forward, if we had these owners, there's Man City who have ridiculous owners who can spend fortunes every single year. They can spend what they did on Jack Grealish, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and they can spend crazy money. And then you've got people like Newcastle United with their Saudi Arabian owners who will be able to spend a ridiculous amount of money going forward. And Chelsea's owners with what they've been spending, so you've got to try and compete with them. But Man United would not only be able to compete with them, we'd be able to beat them, I think, in a lot of ways. If our Qatari owners are worth 300 billion, then we would be able to beat a lot of these clubs. And also, as I keep saying, the financial fair play is not so much of an issue to Manchester United because of just how much money this club does generate. So we can spend a lot more than the average club and justify it too, which is important. Yep. Sing Game says, as long as Qatar not building Old Trafford in the desert, I think we can look away from the grim World Cup. It wasn't the nicest of World Cups in some ways. Like, people would say, it was a great World Cup, and from a footballing aspect, it was a good World Cup. Absolutely was. But there was problems at the World Cup, let's face it. I mean, there was issues surrounding migrant workers. Apparently, a lot of people died building the stadiums, man, in that country. It's a concern. What's that? Collateral damage? I mean, that's terrible, isn't it? But that's a big shame. Also, let's just be honest. Even just the fact that they did actually get that World Cup is actually mad. Just think about how that all happened and transpired. Like, FIFA is a hugely corrupt organization, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it, and it's still a very corrupt organization. But back then, particularly when Sepp Blatter was in charge, it was ridiculously corrupt. And that's the only reason they really got the World Cup, is because of pure corruption. That's got to be honest. We've got to be honest about it. They didn't get it based on football and merit, did they? They didn't even have a bloody, the infrastructure there in order to do it. They had to build a lot of the stadiums, and some of which get knocked down afterwards. So, no, the fact that it was even there was wrong. But that's not to do with this, to be honest, guys. It's not really to do with this. It's totally different. But obviously, yeah, I mean, we were just talking about the World Cup, and in my opinion, it was a complete travesty that they even hosted the World Cup, to be fair. England haven't hosted the World Cup since 1966, and we have had one of the richest footballing history's traditions. We've got the best domestic league in the world, which is watched mostly all around the world. We've got the stadiums there. We've got the infrastructure in terms of the motorway system and the train networks and all these sorts of things in order to actually host a successful World Cup. Yet we were completely overlooked. And it's not sour grapes about England not winning the bid that year. Australia could have had the World Cup. That would have also been awesome. The Socceroos, come on. It was sus. That's all I'm saying. The whole thing was sus. And it was in the winter. Chrissy J, what a great comment. He says they paid to get it changed to the winter. Exactly. The Summer World Cup held in the winter. I mean, something's wrong when that's happening, boss. You know something's wrong when that was going on. Yeah, and we invented football. There you go, exactly. World Cup, pure corruption, says Jonathan Gallagher. Sin Game says people should stop working outside at 50 degrees centigrade so they lie and temperature never goes above 49 degrees C. People die from drinking too much water, flushing their system, or dehydration. Sin Game's going in there raw. Absolutely, he knows. He's lived in Dubai and stuff. He knows what it's like in that temperature. Fair play to your Sin Games, lad. I mean, I agree. It's not perfect, is it? And just the fact that they had to move it to the Winter World to make it a Winter World Cup, otherwise people would probably die. Football players would probably be dropping like flies playing in 50-degree heat in the summer and stuff. You know, just the fact that they had to do that alone shows that there's a certain level of corruption. And to completely, disrupt all of the major leagues around the world. Pretty odd, wasn't it? It was pretty odd, bud. But anyway, it was successful in the end as a spectacle, I must admit. I think it was successful as a spectacle. Andy says, Pig, Man United might not thank me, but get the ownership contract out, put it on the table, let Al-Thani sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants to put it on there. Well, I hope so, but I hope it happens. Kurt Koenig says, well, Qatar was not a bad host. No drunk people in the stadiums was a good thing. Yeah, Kurt Koenig, I mean, it's a fair point, bud. Yeah, I mean, they were a good host, I suppose. I mean, Russia hosted a very good World Cup in 2018 as well, to credit them. I mean, they did. They did. There wasn't any trouble. There was lots of talk about, these Russian ultras might make it a very violent World Cup and all this business. It wasn't. It was a good World Cup. There was no problem with that. I mean, but to be fair, who wants to go to a World Cup and not get pissed out your head? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I see that as a negative myself. If I'm going to the World Cup, I want to be drinking beers from noon till night, guys, okay? That's the reality. So that's not a plus point for me. Oh, dear. Yeah, fair enough, Hamza. Zlatan Ibrahimovic says, he said how great he was treated with no drunks. Fair enough. I'm sure there was less violence, less drunks and all that kind of thing there. But, I would have liked one. I would have liked a World Cup in Australia necking Castlemaine 4X all day. You know what I mean? I don't even drink. I know I don't even drink. But I want the option to. You know what I'm saying? Right, so Hassam Ayub, what's going on, brother? Thank you, Hassam Ayub. Let's get a hashtag Qatar in, though, because we do want Qatar to take this football club, man. Hassan Ayub says, watching from Qatar, I love your channel. Mate, let's get some Qatar flags in the live chat there for Hassan. Thank you, brother, and thank you everybody else who's getting in here from around the world. This is exciting times. We are potentially going to have Qatari owners who will feed this football club with billions and billions of pounds worth of investment, which is really just going to help us massively and make us the greatest club in the world again. Can the same be said for Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Arguably not, because there is an element that suggests that he's just not going to have as much money readily available to Manchester United. And it looks like the Qataris, the key word is outside investment as well, like their own investment, sugar daddy investment, if you want to call it that. That's what we want. In all fairness, I've always criticised it in the past for shitty teams like Man City and Chelsea who don't deserve it. But if it's Man United that have, a super rich owner that wants to put their own money into the football club to help us, then that's absolutely fantastic, because that's just what we need right now to best Man City. In the words of Alex Ferguson about Liverpool, we knocked them right off their bloody perch. That's what we want to do, is knock these tosspots off of their perch once again. And we should be capable of doing that, certainly with Qatari owners, because we will not be beaten in any department then. And they're not even on the top of the perch, are they? Because they still, Manchester United have still got 13 Premier League titles. We've won 20 overall, obviously. We've won 3 Champions Leagues or European Cups. So, City doesn't even compete with us for history. But you have to say, in recent years, United haven't won the league since 2013. And there has been a certain era of dominance, certainly over the last 5 years, from Manchester City winning 4 out of 5 Premier League titles. So, it'd be lovely to stop those guys from doing it. It really would. And we're seeing the issues that maybe are being presented there at their football club, i.e. there is investigations taking place about their financial fair play breaches. Hopefully you'll see them punished accordingly. Maybe not. because it seems they do a filthy handshake under the desk and they can make these problems go away. But let's just hope that that is the case, guys, and they do get punished, and then the equilibrium is restored. Man United becomes the most powerful football club in the world. We have the biggest spending power, and Man City fuck off back to the Championship. You know, that's really where we're at with what the equilibrium should be. Interesting. So, yes, there's a few different updates coming in. Let's have a look at this then. Oh, what's this? What's this that's just come in? So, hang on. So, there is an update on Sky Sports here. Wait a second. So, Sky Cave is reporting this. So, on the actual main page of Sky, it says Qataris make record world bid as Man United deadline passes, right? And then, hang on a second. But then Sky Cave is reporting information that Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So whoever said this in the live chat earlier actually did have some basis. So was it Ryan? Who was it? Whoever it was, somebody said this, and I was like, you what? Because it literally says on the main page of Sky and BBC and everywhere that these bids have come in. But there's a report coming out. Let me get it up on screen now. This just sounds like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here, guys. But let's have a look at this really quickly. So let me put this up on the screen. Let's put this up on the screen, guys. Give me una memento, right? So this has come out just now. Thank you, Rushmano, for sending this along. Take it with a pinch of salt. But there is a report here that says Sheikh Jassim, Sky Cave reporting that Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe have not submitted their bid for Manchester United before the 9 p.m. deadline. Their groups have asked Rain Group for an extension to submit their bids. Rain have agreed to accommodate the request. You what? I mean, to be fair, Sky no longer credible, says the Hoop Man. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to believe here, guys, to be fair. I mean, it sounds a little bit like BS, to be fair. Also, the Daily Mail, which is a bullshit outlet, reporting that this is utterly bizarre. Despite being told that both bids had gone in, now transpires that was not the case. So it seems like everybody's just wrong. Fabrizio Romano said the bids have been submitted. Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani has submitted new bid for Man United as expected. Maybe they're not wrong, though. You know, maybe these couple of reports. It is only from Sky and the Daily Mail that we've seen so far. So take it with a pinch of salt. But, you know, Fab obviously works for Sky in Italy, doesn't he? But interesting, guys. I mean, I don't know what to say in regards to that. This evening, some reports coming out that they've asked for more time, an extension essentially to submit improved bids. So that's quite strange. That's quite strange. Fab earlier, just about half an hour ago or so, said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos Group has also sent a new bid to buy Man United. The official amount remains secret after the NDA document was signed. Same for Qatari Group. And he also said that Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani has submitted a new bid for United as expected. Simon Stone of the BBC reported it also. So, well, bizarre. There is a bit of a bizarre revelation that's come out this evening, but who knows? Maybe the bids were received at 9:01, says Andy. Thank you, Yates. I appreciate that. He says, hi, Pig, looking fresh. You had a scrub. Not today, actually, mate. No. Crazy news, says Rushmano. That is absolutely bizarre, isn't it? I mean, I don't really know how to respond to that, to be fair. But apparently that's the case. I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's what's being reported by Sky Cave, which is completely contrary to what Sky reported. Let's just click on the article on Sky. Qataris make world record bid for Man United. So they haven't actually updated their previous article. It just says Sheikh Jassim bin Ahmed Al Thani made a new improved debt-free world record bid for Man United before Wednesday's 9 p.m. deadline. So it turns out you can just report on whatever you want these days with no real basis, and then and then just wait and see if it's true or not. If you throw enough shit at the wall, some of it will stick, eh? What an absolute shambles! Okay. Oh, hang on a sec. Wait, we've got more information here. Wait a second. So Sky Sports, can you really use them as a credible source though these days, guys? That's the reality. Let's have a look at this bit of information that's come out. So this is another piece of info that we're seeing 10:21, 2 minutes ago. This is from United Journal via Lawton Times, which says that both Qatari and Ineos representatives said their bids were in, but United sources saying they haven't yet had a bid and have asked for an extension, now saying offers will be made tomorrow. So, don't really know how to respond to this, guys. Did they or didn't they? It seems like there's a lot of outlets reporting that these bids were in by the 9 p.m. deadline, and there's now other sources and outlets reporting that there's been an extension asked for and that they're looking to make their bids later date or tomorrow. So, yeah, so just discount everything we've been talking about in this video for now, guys. I don't know, but they must have faxed it, says Stu. Yeah, Rushmana says United need a new fax machine. LOL says, why would both parties need an extension? This just strikes me as, I'm going to be honest, guys, this just strikes me as, it's international break, let's get some clicks. Let's try and make some ad rev. Do you know what I mean? From a lot of these different outlets reporting this. We'll report at 9 p.m. that the bids come in, and then at 10 p.m. we'll say, oh no, they didn't. You know? So you've got to click on our shitty article again and get that fucking advert looked at. Do you know what I mean? That's what it seems like to me. Atkins21, thank you for your super chat here, bud. Let's get a hell yeah in the live chat here, Bus. He says, Elon Musk, late bid coming pig. LOL. Robot ticket office personnel and have a robot referee. Atkins, I love that. Thank you very much. Robot referee, interesting. Well, yeah, there's some benefits to having Elon Musk in the club, isn't there? The match ball could be delivered by a robot. We could have, SpaceX blast off pad somewhere on the top of the new stadium. It could have a solar panel roof and generate electricity for the stadium floodlights and the surrounding areas. You get a wall of Tesla solar batteries to store the energy to use at night for night games. You know, it does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? You put the Neuralink chip in some of the players to make them perform 20% better and control them. Ten Hag could stand on the side of the sidelines with a remote control, and he can remote control the players from the side, mate. Sounds absolutely fantastic. So yeah, there's definitely would be some plus points for Elon Musk was coming in, but I don't think he is he? Oh man, stuff that. Home games on the moon, says Chloe Jenkins. Love that. You could pay for your ticket on match day. You could pay for your halftime hot dog or whatever with a cheeky little bit of Dogecoin. You know what I mean? Cryptocurrency. Just give it a tap. Dogecoin. That'll be 7,000 Dogecoin, please. You know what I mean? Scooby 1K says the bids are in the same place as City's invoices. Ineos fire. Thank you, Atkins21, for that. But I mean, listen, I would welcome that, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, right? Okay, guys, so just want to give you a quick update of everything we've discussed in this video very quickly for anybody who's just getting in the chat, because we do have 200 odd people in here right now. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Please do us a massive favor if you're new to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. We cover all the latest news on this channel in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. We don't pump out guff. We just get on and discuss all the latest breaking news as and when it happens. And basically, this is obviously big breaking news. The reports earlier, anyway, are that Manchester United have received bids before 9 p.m. from Sheikh, Jassim. This is what Fab said a while ago. Let's see what Fab says in a minute and see if he says that these claims that the club has not received bids in time are unsubstantiated or not. Let's find out. He hasn't put another update yet. Obviously, he is a reputable source, so we'll wait and see what Fab says in a minute. I'm sure his phone is blowing up right now from people trying to get a bit of clarification on what's happening. So we'll try and get that same clarification this evening. My man, Rushmano, behind the scenes, aka the transfer guru, will be looking into this as well, I'm sure. But Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani has submitted a new bid for Manchester United as expected. Al-Thani's group remain fully confident as they consider their best their bid the best one for United, with 100% ownership and investments in the stadium, facilities, first team and academy. So that was just a short while ago. And then after that, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Ineos Group has also sent new bid to buy Manchester United. The official amount remains secret after NDA document was signed. Same for Qatari Group. Ratcliffe insists on his project to buy United and help with long-term plan. So, yeah, maybe they've sent it, but Man United haven't received it because that fax machine is just so bloody ancient. You know, it's taken a while to come through. So Man United's internet at the stadium as well is when you get a text message, it still goes. That's how fucking old school Manchester United's equipment is. So you've got to wait and see what happens there. But reports are that bids were in anyway. But recently, as we've just said, fresh reports suggest that there were bids that were in, but maybe there aren't. So this says, but United sources are saying they haven't yet bid and have asked for an extension. So now saying offers will be made tomorrow. Yep, they got 56k modems. Old Trafford Wi-Fi sucks. I mean, it's a shambles, isn't it, actually, you know, Jonathan Gallagher? That would be another plus point to having Elon Musk as a potential owner, is he could just float a Starlink satellite over the top of the stadium and then everybody's got banging free internet, mate. You know what I mean? That would be fantastic. Okay, so, and also reports earlier that it was around about £5 billion, which was the case. And also, both bids are reported to, you know, be confident that they can get the club. And the next steps are up to the Glazer family. The share price is up significantly, a huge amount. In fact, up 742 million in the last 5 days, the market cap of the club. And it's gone up share price over 6% just today alone. So there is a strong feeling that the club is going to be bought out very, very soon. Chloe Jenkins, thank you so much for the super chat there. She says, let's hope Rupert Murdoch doesn't sneak in the bidding. Yeah, good shout, to be fair. He's a toe rag, isn't he? Chloe Jenkins, thank you very much indeed for your super chat there. Let's get some hell yeahs in the live chat there for Chloe Jenkins. Thank you so much. We do need to exercise patience in this whole situation because, you know, it's not an easy process buying this club, is it, off of the Glazers? They want to squeeze the most money that they can out of it, and they will be prepared to take a little bit of time to think about it and to try and get the best amount of money that they can as well. Also, if you didn't see it, there were reports earlier on that there was a big, massive explosion at the Ineos Phenol Chemicals plant in Pasadena, Texas as well. So, you know, not good news for Ineos there as a company to have a big chemical explosion taking place on the same day that they're reportedly bidding for Manchester United. Bit of a PR nightmare. You can read into that what you will, but it just goes to show you that, you know, there are some concerns to have owners who are perhaps involved in the chemical game. That is a bit of a concern, isn't it, from a PR point of view? But there you go. There's environmental impact taking place right there. But hopefully, I don't know the outcome of or the actual the sort of situation entirely there, but let's hope that nobody was actually hurt or injured. I don't know what the case is there. But also, let's just talk about a couple of other things very quickly before we get into the live chat and see what your legends got to say about this whole takeover news and everything. We're going to have a Q&A in a minute. So do stick around. Hit that like button. We're nearly at 200 likes, everyone. Drop a thumbs up on this video and hit the subscribe button to have your say. Just two very quick topics I wanted to discuss in regards to United that are not to do with this. We've got a little bit of good news in regards to Christian Eriksen and players coming back. So Eriksen and Martial should be back reasonably soon. The international breaks come at a good time in that sense. Take a little look at this, guys. So Eriksen posted on his Instagram from this to this. And he's got, you know, he had sorry, I've actually messed that up. There was a picture of him in a boot, which is not here. He had a picture in, you know, one of those boots for essentially healing your foot and all that kind of stuff. And he's gone from this to this, and I've only got the this. But there you go. He's now got the boot off. He's now getting better, and hopefully we'll have him back very soon in order to play for Manchester United again. He would be a big plus point for us to get in the team, because we have really missed Christian Eriksen in the team. Casemiro and Eriksen absolutely bossed together. Casemiro is likely to be captain for Brazil in the upcoming game as well. Get in there, Casemiro. Brilliant. And just a fresh report to suggest that Tottenham may well be interested in signing Dean Henderson this summer if Man United decide to let him leave. Smash a 1 if you'd like to see Dean Henderson go. I really am not bothered, to be honest, but yes, it's time. What's the point of having him? If we're going to get rid of De Gea, which I don't think we should, but if we're going to get rid of De Gea, then we need somebody better anyway. So Dean Henderson's bang average, if you ask me, really. He's okay, he's good, but, you know, we could do better, really. And also what I like about this news, the reason I'm even talking about this speculative information right now is because, well, maybe there could be a deal done for Harry Kane, guys. You know, I keep banging on about why I think Harry Kane would be a great acquisition for Man United this summer to fill the slot that we desperately need up the top there with Premier League proven goals. And hopefully we could just give him a player or two in return. Do you want Tony Martial as well, you know, as a make weight to maybe give you some options, you know, stuff like that. I think it's a fair point that we could maybe do a bit of business with Spurs, give them a bit of cash, a lot of cash, and also give him a player in return would be nice. So ESPN reporting that Tottenham are interested in signing Dean Henderson in the summer. Ryan says, give them Martial, Henderson and 25 million. There you go. Injury man says, Yasser Wahid. Well, he's not as much as an injury man as Tony Martial, is he, if you're talking about Kane? Because, Kane he has scored 21 goals this season, and he more or less scores 20-odd goals this season in the Premier League. So he does have some injury concerns, but he's not like Martial, who barely plays. So in my opinion, they should take one injury man for another, but our injury man is nowhere near as good in all fairness, and he's also injured a lot more. So in my opinion, it would be good to see if we could get him. Matt Anderson says, Pig, you legend, all banter aside, would you feel a little shady going down the oil route? The Man City route with these oil-rich Middle East owners? Not really, Matt Anderson. I mean, I don't think it's ideal, but not really, bud. I mean, I just want to see what's best for Manchester United. And we're in debt. We've got the Glazers. I mean, the Glazers not shady. The Glazers are shady as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we've got great owners at the moment, pal. So, look, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. Nobody, we haven't got an offer from, the nicest guy in the world, unfortunately. Who is the nicest guy in the world? Just trying to think of an example. But we haven't got a bid on the table, unfortunately, from, somebody really nice. We've got, we may well, they may well be nice, but we've got bids on the table from billionaires, and billionaires generally are somewhat ruthless in some ways, and that's the way it is. That's the modern way of the world. It's capitalism. It is, it's how things operate, unfortunately. I'd like to be the owner of Manchester United, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have a spare 5 billion quid knocking around the gaff. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's hard to get the right people that you might want for all reasons and have all the boxes ticked. It's difficult, mate. So it's not as simple as that. Exactly, Atkins says the nicest guy in the world doesn't exist. What about Fred? Come on. What about Man United's Fred? What about Juan Mata? What about if there was a joint bid by Juan Mata and Fred? I would feel like we were in good hands if Juan Mata and Fred had a spare 6 billion knocking around the gaff, guys. Do you know what I mean? Hashtag Juan Mata and Fred consortium. That's what I'm saying. Now, those are some nice guys. You know what I mean? Those are some really nice guys. Mr. Rogers or Steve Irwin. That's true, Sheikh. He says there are no innocent or clean billionaires. Fair point. There is going to be FIFA tonight, Nathan Harris. Absolutely, my son. And every night. FIFA tonight and every night. Great shout. Hang on a sec. A little bit more information coming through here. Give me a moment. Okay, so... right. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just put this up on the screen as well for you. A little bit more information just come out 1 minute ago. Thank you, Rushmano, for sending me this, boss. Let's check this out, guys. New report here. Let's have a look. So, the new from 1 minute ago from Sky Cave. Rain received many proposals from Man United before tonight's 9 p.m. deadline, but not from Sheikh Jassim or Ratcliffe yet. Oh my God! What an absolute shambles of reporting this. This is just for clicks, mate, for Sky here. Blatantly. They have been granted extensions. Rain were expecting between 5 and 8 bids. Received figure approaching the top of that range. This sounds like a load of bollocks to me, to be honest, guys. I've got to admit. I think it just sounds like a load of raw bollocks. Why would they both not have submitted the bid, eh? Do you know what I mean? Okay. This is another report that's come out that says Sheikh Jassim's second bid was being submitted, and then they discovered on deadline Rain extended the bidding process so it can be fine-tuned. Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos understood to be preparing second bid. Oh my God. So it seems like there's extensions. It seems like the Rain Group extended the bidding process, and so therefore they have taken the extra necessary time in order to, to fine-tune their bids, reportedly. So quite interesting. We'll have to wait and see, but I mean, I don't think that they truly know exactly what's going on, I've got to be honest. Let's have another look. Here's another report. Thank you, Rushminer, for sending this through. Ben Jacobs reporting that despite it being confirmed, Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe have tabled their bids before the 9 p.m. UK deadline. Neither group submitted. Both asked for an extension, which was granted. However, multiple other suitors have tabled offers. The groups required more time. There is no new specific deadline. Interesting, guys. What an absolute shambles. What an absolute shambles, guys. Wow, okay. Well, I'm going to put a question mark on the end of the title now. I'm going to update the title Because it is. My title says Man United Takeover latest. Sheikh Jassim 5 billion bid submitted. Now I'm going to have to put a question mark on the end. Because we don't know at this moment. Thank you, Endless Sword. Says, you, sir, are making more sense than the crap you've been quoting. Thank you very much, bud. Well, there you go. Who knows? Who knows? It's one of those, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see. But I think they're just doing this to get something printed in a slow international news day. Jassim should just put 10 billion bid and have done with it, says Sheikh Addy. Cool one. How you doing, bud? Dr. Evil's made a bid, says, Massey, $1 billion. Just a scam to get Qatar to bid more, surely, says Fitness Balance. Possibly so. By the way, I want to just talk about this. So Cristiano Ronaldo has sort of actually spoken for the first time briefly about his Man United exit. Have you seen this? I forgot to mention this as well. Nothing. He hasn't said a lot. But he basically he addressed his unceremonious departure from Old Trafford. He was speaking in a Portugal press conference. And he said this. He said, sometimes you have to go through some things to see who is on my side. I have no problem saying I had a bad career run, but there's no time for regrets. Life goes on, and doing well or not, it was part of my growth. When we're at the top of the mountain, we often cannot see what is below. Now I'm more prepared and learning what was important, because I had never been through this, like in the last few months. Now I'm a better man. You what? Is this Cristiano Ronaldo? Is this Descartes? Is this bloody Socrates or something? I don't know. He's getting a bit philosophical in his old age, is Cristiano Ronaldo, eh? But the thing is, fair play to him. He's made it into the Portugal squad at his age, which is quite impressive. Obviously, Roberto Martinez, called him back up into his squad. But, that's a very weird answer, if you ask me. But fair play to him anyway. Look, he sort of addressed it anyway and said that it was a tough time and, he feels better now. And in all fairness to him, right, he did have a lot of personal issues going on at the time, with the loss of a child. That is one of the toughest things somebody can ever deal with, I would imagine. So, I like Cristiano Ronaldo as a bloke, but he did turn his back on Manchester United. And what he did at the end of his United career was just absolutely plain wrong. So I don't like the fact that he criticised the staff and playing staff publicly like the way he did. That was a disgrace. If he'd have just criticised the owners, spot on. But he did criticise the playing staff, and he also criticised the coach. And actually, the coach and the playing staff have been almost 100% vindicated by what's happened since, i.e. Ten Hag and United going on such a great run and winning trophies and being in position to win more trophies. Obviously, Ronaldo wasn't a team player at the time. Maybe he had personal issues, but he obviously was not a team player at the time. And the way he left was a disgrace. So, look, I like him. He's always thought he seemed like a nice guy. But the way he left us was a disgrace. We'll maybe cut him a bit of slack because he had personal issues at the time, obviously, which we have to understand. But he has ultimately made a wrong decision by going and playing for just the money in Saudi Arabia. People can say what they want about him. Oh, he's achieved this and achieved that. And he has done. He's the greatest. But also, he could still be being the greatest for Sporting Lisbon or for a team in Europe and actually playing at a good standard rather than playing in Saudi Arabia. It doesn't make any sense for me. It's just money. Money talks, doesn't it, there? Berber says, feel bad for anyone playing with McTominay, Maguire and Rashford, to be honest. You what? Rashford, mate? I guess last season, I understand what you're saying, because Rashford was pretty Gashford last season. But Ronaldo didn't have a bad season individually last season, did he? I mean, these are the facts, Berber. Cristiano Ronaldo came in and we were a worse team. We were a better team the season before. We were in the Champions League. We were a better team the season before. Facts. We finished higher up. We scored more goals. We were better. Cristiano Ronaldo comes in, the dynamic changes, and we were a worse team for it. He individually might have scored a lot of goals, but the rest of the team did not benefit from Ronaldo being there one bit, really. What did benefit is him going again, and then the team became a team again. So, I don't know. I think that I feel sorry for these players in the current team who are having to put up with Cristiano Ronaldo's ego in a lot of ways, in the fact that in the end, he wasn't very professional. He was the most professional player previously, the most dedicated player. Nobody can question that. but his end at United was not professional at all. And I think the team has grown and flourished without Cristiano. And Cristiano Ronaldo can do one, to be fair, guys. Ten Hag dealt with it in the correct fashion. He's let him go for nothing. I mean, could you imagine a world where you let the most famous, most followed player in the world go? A real shirt seller. Could you imagine you just let him go for nothing? That's how bad of an influence he was being at Manchester United. Can't defend that. Can't defend that, really. Sporting plays fast ball and as a unit not suitable for CR7. Well, maybe so, Mickey Lund, but he could have been part of a team. But again, like you say, they're a good team, aren't they? Look at how they dispatched of Arsenal. They're a good team. Would they have that same dynamic with a 37-year-old, 38-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo in the team? Probably not. Endless Swords of Ronaldo got good and went the Beckham route, says Endless Sword. Yeah, basically. You respect everyone's opinions, but I feel both sides acted like children, says Berber. I mean, I don't think United acted much like children in this situation. What are they supposed to do? What's Ten Hag supposed to do, really, with that? They got to get rid of him. I mean, there was an element of... There were question marks about the whole handling of Ronaldo and the fact that he did lose his child. And he talked in that interview with Piers Morgan about the club not really sort of respecting that, or, you know, to the degree that he would have liked, and not having that compassion, which is arguable. You know, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know what was said. I find it hard to believe. But to me, Ronaldo, you know, he's all about himself. He's a complete egomaniac and he just wants to do well for himself. He's not actually interested in the team. You know, there's plenty of examples where, I mean, obviously he wants to see the team do well, but there's plenty of examples where his shot's been blocked and his teammates tapped it in and he looks pissed off. You know, there's plenty of examples of that. That's the sort of guy we're dealing with. He's a born winner and he wants to score goals. I get it. But he's not a team player, and Man United is a better team without that guy. Red says they let him have time off and defended him in the press, though. Exactly. He didn't have to come back to training. Yeah, no, I just think he's the one to blame for that situation, personally. We'll cut him some slack because of the fact that he, you know, had just lost a child. I'm not going to say that that's an easy time. Mentally, depression-wise, he must have been going through it. And his wife and everything, they must have been, or his missus, they must have actually been going through it big time. So, listen, I think there's other factors as to why it ended the way it did at Manchester United. It's not just a case of, oh, he's a very naughty boy and he wants out and he wants to berate Ten Hag and the players. I think he was going through some stuff at the time. So we'll cut him some slack, but we're a better team without him, and we were a better team before him, to be honest. We've got an update from Fabrizio Romano. Let's see what Fabrizio has said now then. Okay, guys, look at this. Look at this. So, new update from Fab at 10:44. This will give us the latest on the situation then. So, here we go. When Sheikh Jassim's group bid was sent, they received news that the deadline has been extended. But no change for Qatari Stas Ineos. The bids will still go in. Groups will use this time to fine-tune. Groups have not been told new deadline yet, but won't change the plan. Okay, so it seems like everybody got it wrong tonight and they all jumped the gun, guys. There you go. So, gutter press strikes again. It seems like just because it got to 9 p.m., the 9 p.m. deadline, everyone's like, right, we better print this article then that these bids have gone in. But actually, there's been an extension. So, having done a bit more digging, Fabrizio Romano there says that that's the case. So, what can you say really, guys? Manchester United still up in the air in regards to receiving offers, but it seems like nothing's going to change here, guys. Nothing's going to change. Yeah, Mickey Lund says, found it annoying he just stood in there in the box and demanding the ball so he could shoot. Yeah. Okay, guys, so there you go. I don't think we're going to talk about this anymore because, well, it is what it is. We've talked about the bids going in, you know, in, out, shake it all about. We do the okie dokie and we turn around. That's what it's all about. Oh, the okie dokie. Seems like there's just a lot of bullshit coming out this evening, guys. So, you know, I'm going to get off and get on to FIFA now, folks. And we'll cover this tomorrow when we found out a lot more information, right? But thank you, everyone, for listening to this guff stream this evening. That's what I would say. Not my fault, guys. I'm just reporting on what's being reported in the press by reputable figures. So we'll keep you up to date with exactly what's going on when it becomes clear. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Berber. Thank you, Madhouse, Rajat, James Hill, Red, Yasser Wahid, Luke, Rajat. There is FIFA tonight. Absolutely. We're going to be coming on. Well, we've stayed on here a little bit longer, actually. So it may be a little bit more time until we do get on FIFA, but not too much. I've set it up for 11:05. So we should be on around about then, actually. I just need to get a drink real quick, and I should be all right to get on for that time. So come and join us in, 20 minutes time, guys. We will be on here. Here you go, folks. Thank you, Lewis Eraser and everyone. FIFA stream is right here. I'm going to put the link in the live chat. I want to say thank you to Rush Mano for a great job there, keeping us up to date throughout the show. Go and check out his channel on Twitter, guys. Transfers_UTD for Man United news and the latest cutting edge stuff. We're 6 likes away. Just 6 likes away from 200 likes, so make sure you smash that like on the way out. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments after this video is finished. But there we have it, guys. Is there a bid? Isn't there a bid? There are bids coming, but it seems like they're just fine-tuning them. They're taking a little bit more time because there is an extension granted, and so they are taking a bit more time. We don't know yet, LOL, when the extended deadline is. Hours, days, not sure yet. Fabs just said there that we don't really know. Groups have not been told the new deadline yet. That's what it says at the bottom right there. Groups have not been told the new deadline yet, but it won't change the plan. So there we are. Thank you, everybody. Bell691, Neil Prajapati, Lillis United, Mickey Lund, Sheikh Haddy, Sheikh Berber, Bell691, Wessex Mercia, Rushy, all the moderators, people like Vuti, Johnny Gallagher, Berber, Gungshi Legend, Rushmano, Cake Cadet, and everybody else. Thank you so much for getting in. Chris Koo, Hootman, all the members of the channel, thanks for being members. Come back after this is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. And like I say, there is a FIFA stream right here, guys. So go and check that out. Smash a little like on the FIFA stream before we've got going, and I'll see you over there in 20 minutes, guys. Oh, hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's the end of the show. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. All the same at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Oh, shit, we've got a super chat here right at the end of the show. 20-pounder. Let's go. Let's get a hell yeah in there for Daft Scottish Devil, my son. He says, Pig, the Rain Group told the Glazers not to accept less than £6 billion, and that's the minimum price. Any less, and the club won't be sold. That has been confirmed, and since we don't know how many confidential bids there are. Daft Scottish Devil, you talking shit, lad? Thanks for the 20 quid, but how the fuck do you know that, pal? You know what I mean? Come on. What do you take me for, mate? Daft Scottish Devil, they will sell for 5.5. So you're telling me if there's an offer on the table for 5.9 billion, they're going to go, you know what? Nah. Come on. It's already way more than the world record fee for any sports franchise, mate. £5 billion. That's the figure, mate. Round about there. 5.5 maybe. But come on now. Daft Scottish Devil, mate. You need to put down that McEwen's lager, my son. You know what I'm saying? You need to get yourself a cheeky deep fried battered Mars bar instead. And strap yourself in for a takeover of this football club. Come on. They will negotiate. Maybe this is all part of the process, like you say. Maybe this is all part of the process in order to squeeze a few extra more quid out of some of these potential buyers. But they don't have a hard £6 billion, minimum, in my opinion, Daft Scottish Devil. But who knows? I like your super chat, though. Thank you so much, bud, for getting in here. But come on. How do you know, bud? Right, anyway, thank you very much, Daft Scottish Devil. I appreciate that. Sorry to just totally, rain on your parade there, but that's just my opinion. You've got yours. Thank you so much. Loads of different outlets reporting about 5 billion. We'll see. Maybe you're right. You'll see. Maybe you're right, bud. Thank you very much for getting in here, though. Everyone, let's get a hell yeah in the live chat there for Daft Scottish Devil. That's the end of the show, guys. I'm going to finish it right there. Join us for FIFA over at this link right here, everybody. Right here, everybody. In a minute, go smash a like over there and help us get to 30 likes before the stream starts. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. #Glazers out. Thank you very much.